What's up, everybody? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. As you guys read in the title of this video, I just wanted to quickly do an update for you guys and tell you the trades that I ended up taking today. So today is Monday, guys. It's about 3:30 p.m. right now, and the markets are closing in about 30 minutes. And I'm in 3 different trades right now that I plan on holding until tomorrow and pretty much just for the rest of this week. And I pretty much just wanted to go over what these trades are, why I took these trades, and why I'm still holding them for a couple of days. So the first trade that I actually ended up taking earlier on today is in Gush, ticker symbol GUSH, and this is an oil-based ETF. And the inverse to Gush is DRIP, right? Ticker symbol DRIP. And these two ETFs, they trade based upon XOP, this particular, ETF right here. And this is, an S&P oil and gas ETF. So what we're going to be looking at in particular with Gush and pretty much how Gush moves, for those of you guys that don't know, whenever XOP is going up in price, that's when Gush is going up in price as well. But whenever XOP is going down in price, DRIP is going up in price, right? And we're going to be playing Gush for, the rest of this week. And pretty much why I see a lot of potential in Gush, if we look over here to the 180-day 4-hour chart, it's pretty much been on an ascending uptrend pattern over the past couple of months. We see here back in about mid-March, we saw that it was at about $21 and it shot up all the way to $47. A lot of people do remember that. A lot of people were in DRIP at this particular time and they ended up getting killed, right? And then we saw this big, correction back to about $33. And from there, it's actually been creating some higher highs and higher lows, and it's actually, been riding above this 180-day SMA line. And if we actually look a little bit closer here, we actually see that it's been able to, bounce on this 180-day SMA line a couple of times already. And from there, it's actually been creating some higher highs and some higher lows, which means, again, it's on an uptrending pattern. And we do see here, guys, that it is at a good buying range in terms of it, consolidating on this 180-day SMA line. And that is just the technical analysis that I did on Gush. And this is pretty much why I see a lot of potential in it for this upcoming week. And over time, guys, we do see that, Gush is the uptrending ETF over time. And if we do look back over to DRIP, DRIP is on a continuous downward pattern over the long term. And me personally, guys, I don't really like to trade ETFs or stocks that, are moving in this particular direction over time. That's a big turnoff to me. And I like to focus on, the bull ETFs, especially, since oil itself has been extremely bullish recently and Gush has been, performing very well due to this. And we see here clearly, guys, from about $37.50, which is right on this 180-day SMA line, we could say that this is acting as a support level right now from this $37.50 level up to previous resistance levels at about $42, $43. That's a 13% potential for profit. And if Gush does continue on this particular pattern that it's on right now, creating higher highs, it could, push back up to 45, maybe even a 47 if we're thinking a little bit longer term, in 2 to 3 weeks. But right now, guys, I personally think that this is at a very good buy range, and I am currently in at about $38.30. And if we look back here to the 1-day, 1-minute chart, I could show you guys exactly where I was able to get in. So we saw another big sell-off here pre-market hours, and it opened up at about $39.55. We went down to about $37.40, and then we started to see, Gush was starting to move upwards a little bit. It started to, push up, started to create some higher lows here. We see $37.50 here, $37.90 here, then at about $38.20 here, and I actually ended up getting in at $38.30, like I said, and I'm in with a smaller position of about $1,000 because, again, like I mentioned in all of my videos, I like to scale into my positions. I don't just hop in right away with my goal investment. Let's say I get in usually with about $5,000. If I scale into my positions, I usually take 20%, 20% at first, meaning like $1,000 if my goal position is $5,000, and then I add more money as time goes on. And this is pretty much how I mitigate my risk in all of the different stocks and ETFs that I trade. So this is the one that I'm currently in now with about $1,000 at $38.30. and I do plan on holding this one a couple of days. So another one that I'm in right now, and one that I talked about in yesterday's video, is LABU. And LABU was one that I was actually already in at about $94.95. I ended up adding more shares to my position at about $93. So my average went down to about $93.85. And I do plan on holding this one for a couple of more days, as it is slowly starting to show some signs of a reversal. You know, we're seeing some higher high action here, some higher low action as well, and it's been pretty much riding above this EMA line right here and the SMA line and the 50-day SMA line as well. And if we look over to the 180-day chart, we do see that it's pretty much consolidating on this 180-day SMA line and is starting to push up. And I do plan, on taking my profits either on Wednesday or Thursday, according to, how LABU moves. But pretty much my price target right now is at about $100 as a sell point. I have a limit order pretty much at $100. So that is what I'm doing with LABU, just to quickly recap with you guys on this particular ETF. And another one that I'm currently in is the natural gas ETF, which is UGAS. UGAS is the bull ETF, pretty much meaning that whenever natural gas is going up in price, whenever this commodity is going up in price, the one I'm currently in, which is UGAS, is going up in price as well. And we can clearly see that natural gas, it kind of broke away the pattern that it was currently on from about $2.90 up to about $3. We see it's clearly at about $2.86 right now, which is why I'm only in with a smaller position in UGAS, because I am, a little bit fearful that natural gas could continue to go down since it did break this pattern. But since I do see some value in natural gas going back up in price, and I am a little bit more of a riskier trader, I am in with a very small position in UGAS at about $60.50. To be honest with you guys, I only took a 10 share position. So I'm in with about only $650, which is a small portion of my portfolio. So this is some money that I'm, willing to risk, because I do still see some potential in natural gas shooting back up in price tomorrow and maybe into later on this week. So that is what I'm doing with the UGAS. Again, in with $60.50 with about 10 shares, right? And I'm going to be, adding more to my position as natural gas begins to popping up more and, showing some signs of a reversal and an uptrend pattern. Because right now, guys, we do see that, like I said before, it did break the current pattern that it's on, right? But we do see that RSI levels are showing that this, this commodity is completely oversold. It's really at about the 26 to 28 range right now, which is meaning it's completely oversold. And if we look over to UGAS and see how this correlates, pretty much the RSI level on UGAS is showing that UGAS is completely oversold as well. We see here it's at about 32. So this could be a good opportunity for UGAS, but again, it does have potential to fall lower in my personal opinion. So that is why I'm only in with about 10 to 15% of my average position, in UGAS right now with about $650. So that's what I'm doing with these three particular ETFs, LABU, UGAS, and Gush. And another stock that I'm actually holding long term, which is Micron, and I haven't talked about Micron in a couple of videos, has done very, very well today. We see it's up about 3.3%, and this is something that, us tech investors love to see, because we see that during the Trump trade war, during all this, news with China, the tech stocks got hammered. We see Apple got hammered and Micron got hammered, and those are two of my bigger positions. And, I like to talk about Apple and Micron a lot on this particular channel, and now we see, okay, Micron looks like it could be recovering at this particular price point. I did kind of, see this happening, right? I didn't really see Micron falling lower than $50. It was at that $51.50 to $52 price point, and I wasn't really seeing it falling below that particular price point. And, like I predicted, it did end up bouncing there, and now we're up a nice 3.3%. Today in Micron. And Micron is actually my biggest long-term investment. I don't know if I've actually mentioned this on this particular channel, but I will have more videos tailored to long-term investing coming soon, and pretty much just revealing my long-term investment portfolio. And yeah, I'm in with about $2,000 in Micron, right now. And, my long-term investment portfolio is a little bit smaller than the amount of money that I trade with, because I do, see more potential in trading right now. As a younger investor, as a younger trader, we can take more risks. We don't have as much, responsibilities, expenses, kids, wives, etc., things like that. So I do put more money into my trades, which is obviously more risky, but there's some more reward in that as well. But obviously, I'm still funneling money into my long-term investment portfolio, and in shares like, Micron, Apple, AT&T, McDonald's, things like this. These are some of the stocks that I'm holding very, very long term. But again, Micron is up 3%. And if we do look over here to the 20-day, 1-hour chart, we do see that, like I said before, it did top it down at about $51. And at this particular point, the RSI levels were showing that Micron was completely oversold. And if we're looking at PE ratios, the PE ratio on Micron when it was at about $51 was like 4 or 5, which is absolutely disgustingly low. So that was like a very good value pickup in my personal opinion. And, I picked up more shares at about $53, to be completely honest with you guys. So that is what I'm doing, with Micron and the 3 other ETFs that I'm trading in this particular week. I do plan on adding maybe even more to my Micron position. If it does start to push up here, maybe to the $54, $55 price range. But, until then, I'm not really going to be adding more shares into Micron. And pretty much that is what I'm doing for this week, guys. Hopefully everybody out there is having a great trading day. Hopefully everybody's staying disciplined and sticking to their plans, because, that's how you become successful over the long term. So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. The link is down below in my description. @ShriveSmart is my username. If you guys want to see my profits there, trades I'm taking throughout the day, just random stuff that I'm posting on my story and my pictures. Hopefully you guys would like to follow me there, and I would love to have you guys in the community. And make sure to do your own research when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. You do not want to invest or trade any stocks or ETFs based off of my opinion or anybody else's opinion out there on the internet, anybody that's telling you, buy these different things in person, because you want to be able to do all this research, and all this work on your own in order to become a self-sufficient trader. So hopefully everybody out there enjoyed the video, found some value in it. Let's make some money today, guys. Peace.